Changes are coming. In the next decade, we will start to see much younger faces filling up these spaces. I'm not just talking about China's international giants. I'm talking about China's small and medium-sized local businesses with 100 to 500 million US dollar in revenue. They are local giants in beverage, steaks, or factions. As we speak, there are 50, 70, and 50, 60, and 70 years old founders who are getting ready for the ballroom transition, and a whole new generation will rise to power. Why does this matter? You might ask. Because competition is only about to get fiercer in China. And the new masterminds behind these businesses are also eager to take their family businesses onto the global stage. I live in China. I spent the last 10 years consulting with Chinese companies, and I worked with over 50 chairpersons. From my conversation with them and the board data, I can tell you those local players are gradually gaining market share across many industries. So why are these local companies suddenly more competitive? One big reason is that these new leaders look nothing their parents. They grew up with the greater access to internet. They left China to study businesses in the US, the UK, Australia, Canada, and Singapore. They are multilingual. They have advanced degrees. They can tap into their vast networks of the professional services, private equity, and venture capital. And now they are coming home to take over their family businesses, catapult them onto the world stage, and change the face of businesses in China forever. Here is what you can expect. Number one, fewer copycat and more innovation. In the 1970s and 80s, many entrepreneurs were cash-strapped to succeed fast. Let's just say imitation were the censored from the flattery. If you saw someone selling energy drink, you launch your own energy drink. However, this new generation knows that copycatting is a dead-end model. They are figuring out how to kickstart innovation in-house through competition. For example, I worked with the snack company who were struggling with sluggish sales. Their result and in development process were just not working. They developed a lot of new flavors, but nothing truly innovative. Until the second generation came up with the surprising idea. They split the large R&D team into two smaller teams to compete against each other. The team with the winning product would get a share of profits. When one of the team talked with the customer, they realized there is an unmet need. Their beef jerky packaging was difficult to open, and the beef were too long and too touch. The customer felt self-conscious eating it in the public or at work. So the team redesigned the packaging and made the jerky smaller and softer. The design won the blind test and was launched to the market, where it's enjoyed great sales, especially in the company's original flavor, turkey, and the winning team got 5% of all profits that exceeded the original target. Since the new generation launched this new system, the product have generated over 14% of the company's annual sale revenue. Number two, smart investments in bold ideas. Many first generation entrepreneurs in China succeed through grit, through experience, and through keen market intuition. They didn't have an MBA or professional team to fall back on. When it comes to making big decisions, they often went with the gut. Of course, fellow wasn't a bad teacher either, but this new generation can think like an objective innovator. I worked with a plant-based beverage company whose founder has always sold their drinks to restaurants, never direct to customer. But when COVID hit the restaurants, their sales plummeted. The second generation knew that they needed a change. Even if changes were hard, so she first founded an investor committee and they announced open auditions to fund new business ideas. When the winning idea would get funding, but financial performance would be quarterly reviewed by the investment committee. One sales manager suggested switching the large glass bottles to smaller paper carton packaging. They would market them to mother as a nutritious breakfast drinks with kid-friendly flavors like sesame and jasmine. When it launched, within 3 months, the new drink ranked into the top 3 plant-based milks on major e-commerce platforms. With this investor mindset, the new generation is helping team members become the CEO of their own ideas. And number 3, business will expand into the entire ecosystem in an age of scarcity. First generation entrepreneur are focused on doing one thing and doing it right. But the new generation grew up with the internet giants who have built massive digital ecosystems, vast interconnected networks of e-commerce, logistics, social media, and payment. They don't just do one thing. They do nearly everything. They work with a livestock producer who founder focused on rearing the highest quality pork and poultry. And they were very successful. But the second generation is thinking way bigger than raising livestock. It's only the first step in a very long value chain. What if they expand downstream? They could get into meat processing and develop their own line of sliced ham, sausages, and turkey. They could even invest in comedy but buy their mixed product, like dumpling brands, by thinking about the entire ecosystem from farming to food and even to retail. They can simplify the supply chain, spend less, earn more, and expand faster. On, on three of these examples show that possible when the future second generation leaders take over Chinese businesses. They are not just looking to imitation, but to create and lead their own ecosystem. And the bullish up on every growth opportunity. These new leaders don't shy away from competition. In fact, they embrace it and boost genes vertically and laterally. And they don't take no for an answer to compete internationally. They might even see a new wave of major multinational companies emerge from China. So don't be surprised when China's ballroom have have a lot less gray hair in the coming years. China's future has never looked more colorful. Thank you.